Dear all, welcome to Civil Services with ZAKI. And today we are going to discuss about Chandrayaan3, India's legacy in space. And as you know, India has achieved great feat and basically in the world to the first country to reach the south pole of the moon or the lunar south pole. So today we will discuss about the Chandrayaan 3 and also the whole mission Chandrayaan, and also topics regarding the Indian Space Research Organization and what is the legacy of the Indian Space Research Organization. So stay with us and don't forget to subscribe Civil Services with ZAKI. And I hope after watching this video you will be able to answer any question in UPSC and other competitive examination regarding the Chandrayaan mission, Chandrayaan 1, 2 or 3. Let's we see in brief Chandrayaan 3 in brief in a short animation. As you know, the feature of the animations of the our civil services with ZAKI. So as you know, the moon is the only natural satellite of the earth, and also it is very important. Why it is very significant? Because if you see here, moon here, so moon, if you understand moon, then you understand the solar system in general and earth specifically for the understanding of the our home planet earth. So as you know, you can see here basically here moon so moon is not totally round. So if you see here, it's slightly bulge at the from the facing towards the earth. So as you know, a moon is not totally spherical. So if you see regarding the moons, so see here, so as you know, moons have a further very significant things regarding the natural resources, basically the costly or valuable minerals in the moons, and also the such type of the. So as you know, India is a giant space emerging as a giant space as a nation. So India will start to deep study the moon by the Chandrayaan mission. So the country basically sent two robotic spacecraft previously, sent two robotic spacecraft in 2008 and 2019, Chandrayaan 1 and Chandrayaan 2. So see here, if you see this animation, so Chandrayaan basically, if you see the Chandrayaan first, so Chandrayaan first is also a landmark in the lunar exploration history, because the Chandrayaan first discovered water on the surface of the moon. So where the crash landing of the Chandrayaan first, as you know, this place. So this place is called Tiranga Point. So Tiranga Point on the moon. Another thing, if you see here, Tiranga Point. So as you know, Chandrayaan 3 basically, Chandrayaan 1 discover water, and it is a significant discovery in the history of the lunar history. So after the confirmation by the NASA in 2019, after the follow-up mission Chandrayaan 2, and if you see the Chandrayaan 2 have three component, one orbiter and another is lander, and lander also named Vikram and Pragya rover. But as you know, unfortunately, lander basically lost when they reaching the surface of the moon. So if you see here, but after orbiter working very nicely. Basically, Chandrayaan 2 orbiter is very successfully basically running. Now, if you see here, our Chandrayaan 3, and basically Chandrayaan 3 is 3,900 kilogram. Chandrayaan 3 spacecraft being basically great success. So being sent on the moon. So basically Chandrayaan 3 also have a 3 component: one lander, rover, and propulsion basically. So if you see here, lander reach basically these Chandrayaan 3 basically launched by the India's most capable rocket, LMV3, or as you can say, it's India's most powerful rocket, LVM3. So as you know, this is propulsion payload, and this is if you see here, this is lander and this is propulsion. So lander and propulsion. So if you see in the lander contain lander with rover. So lander plus rover. So lander and rover. Let's move forward and see. So basically, if you see the lander, and as you know, this lander is successfully touched down the surface of the moon on 23rd August 2023 and made the history. Because as you know, the lunar south pole is a very significant, because some permanently shadow crater have basically water, ice, and precious minerals. So if you see the component of the lander, and so see here, if you see here, chest, and basically lander had basically 4 component. Number 1, chest. Number 2, Rambha, and number 3, Elisa, and LRA. So these 4 are the major component for the, as you know, some of the surface allies to the thermal conditions of the surface. Another is the some radiation, and as you know, near the surface of the moon, and also some, as you know, the laser. Basically, if you see the only fourth, if you see this fourth, this basically this fourth instrument is not by the ISRO, but this is by the NASA. So the only one foreigner instrument installed in the Vikram lander is LRA. So we will discuss all things in detail after this brief animation. So see here. So see here, and a rover contains basically 2 scientific instruments, apex, and if you see here, rover, see here, see, libs and apex. These are basically instruments for the searching of the various elements on the surface of the moon. So as you know, on 23rd August 2023. So as you know, the propulsion module also have an instrument called SAVE, and SAVE is a very significant instrument for the understanding of the extraterrestrial life for the other planet. So that's why basically habitable planet, so that's why it is also a significant component. So basically, if you see why we study the moon, because to understand our solar system, and also some of the intelligence basically habitable planet beyond the solar system. So it is a very brief about the Chandrayaan 3 mission. Now we will study in deep about the Chandrayaan 3 mission. So in this deep basically study, we will discuss about the following things. So these things are a control landing on the lunar surface. So it's very tough task to control landing or soft landing on the lunar surface. Another thing we discuss about the Chandrayaan 3. After that we discuss about the NASA accord with the ISRO. As you see, some of the LRA instrument on the Vikram lander provided by the NASA. So it is accord between the NASA and ISRO. As you know, the Artemis mission of the NASA for the moon. Another is Chandrayaan 3 mission's goal. So what are the goals of the Chandrayaan 3 mission, and also scientific instrument of the Chandrayaan, scientific instrument of the Chandrayaan 3, and finally finding of the Chandrayaan 3. So what Chandrayaan 3 find on the surface, lunar surface of the moon, basically in the South Pole region, unexplored region, and basically if you see the mysterious region of the moon. Another thing, past Chandrayaan mission like the mission 1 or mission 2. Another thing, India's legacy in space research. So how India emerged as a space power in these past 50 or 60 years. So, or basically, as you know, the script behind this Chandrayaan 3 is basically ISRO. So the proud, every Indian proud on the ISRO. So we also know about the ISRO. So we discuss all these things. So don't go away. Stay with us till the end of this video, and don't forget to subscribe this channel, because these all things are very significant for the civil services examination as well as all competitive examination. So we move forward and see the context of the Chandrayaan 3. The context. India on August 23 scripted the history as ISRO ambitious third moon mission. Chandrayaan 3 lander module Vikram touched down the lunar surface, making it only the fourth country accomplished the feat and the first reach to uncharted South Pole. All three objectives. So remember, three objectives of the Chandrayaan 3. So all these three objectives of the Chandrayaan 3 moon mission were completed. Now rover and lander are in sleep mode and will reactivate after the lunar night around 22nd September. If don't reactivate or not reactivate because the some extreme temperature, basically negative temperature on the South Pole, it means these lander and rover stay forever in dead position on the South Pole. So we move forward and see one by one about the control landing on the lunar surface. So why control landing on the lunar surface is one of the toughest or one of the challenging tasks for the space scientist. So see here, only Russia, United States and China have previously achieved a controlled landing on the lunar surface. Now India has joined the moon landing club. Now the fourth country, so India is fourth country. The Chandrayaan 3, which means if you see the Chandrayaan 3, the meaning means moon craft in Sanskrit, safely touched down near the moon's little explored area at the South Pole on August 23rd at 6:03 p.m. on Indian Standard Time, and this is the proud moment of every Indian, whether you and me. So let's know about the Chandrayaan 3. So about Chandrayaan 3, basically developed by ISRO, Chandrayaan 3 include a lander module named Vikram, which means valor and in Sanskrit, and rover names Pragya, and Pragya in Sanskrit means wisdom. So wisdom and valor. And basically Vikram, as you know, named by the our space father of Indian space, Vikram Sarabhai also. And also if you see, the missions come with the price tag of the cost of mission is about $74.6 million, far smaller than those the other country. And it is a testament of the India frugal space engineering. So it's very significant for the Indian scientists and space, because if you compare with the other country moon mission like the China moon missions or the US moon missions, it is the billions of dollars, but here is only $74.6 million. So very less budget. So we move forward and see NASA accord with the ISRO. So if you see in June 2023, shortly before the scheduled Chandrayaan3 launch, India also signed on a NASA-led Artemis accord, aiming for the peaceful human and robotic exploration on the moon. While the immediate benefits of the accord accrue to human spaceflight, according to the White House, so the data from the Chandrayaan3 may useful for the future Artemis missions landing too. So basically human landing too. So as you know, the race for the human habitation on the moon, and South Pole is the best place for the habitation, because in the some of the permanent crater have a water ice present on the moon South Pole. So we move forward and see another thing, Chandrayaan3 mission goals. So what are the goals of the Chandrayaan3 moon mission? So if you see, there are three main objectives of the Chandrayaan3. So these are three main objectives are number one, to land safely on the surface of the moon. Yes, completed. Number second, to demonstrate rover operation, means the operation of the Pragyan. It's also completed. Third objective is to perform scientific experiment on site. It means the searching of the certain element, measuring the earthquake, measuring the temperature, and etc. So it is also completed. So if you see, all three objectives of the Chandrayaan3 moon mission were completed. So all three, if you see that, all three, to safely land, basically safely touch down, and also demonstrate the operation of the rover Pragyan, and also scientific experiment on the site, such as the recording of the temperature, recording of the seismic activity, etc. also is the major achievement of these Chandrayaan3 missions. We move forward and see the scientific instrument of the Chandrayaan3. So if we see the scientific instrument of the Chandrayaan3, if you split into three parts between the lander, rover, and propulsion module. Lander, rover, and the propulsion module. So if we see number one, lander. So as you know, lander Vikram, named after the Indian space pioneer in the Indian space program pioneer Vikram Sarabhai, and it basically lander is a box shaped with 4 landing legs and 4 landing thrust. So if you see here, this is the major specification of the lander. So the mission life, 1 lunar day, it's about 1750 kilograms, and it's basically 3 payloads, and basically if you see, so it's 26 kg, 3 payloads, 1750 kilogram, including the rover. So including rover. So let's see the instrument. So the lander includes the following instrument. Basically the 4 instrument basically contain, lander contain 4 scientific instrument, or you can call 4 scientific payload. So number 1, it's called CHEST. It means Chandra Surface Thermophysical Experiment. Chandra Surface Experimental Experiment. So basically measure the thermal conductivity and temperature on the lunar surface. This is CHEST. It's to carry out the measurement of the thermal properties of the lunar surface near the polar region. Because the temperature of the polar region is different from the temperature of the equatorial or mean surface of the moon. So another instrument is instrument for the lunar seismic activity, ILSA, so to detect moonquake. So it's also basically on board on the lander. See, this is ILSA, instrument for the lunar seismic activity, to measure the seismicity around the landing sites and delineating the structure of the lunar crust elemental. So it's also beneficial for the understanding of the geology of the lunar surface. It means the difference between the crust and the mantle of the lunar surface. Another third instrument is radio anatomy of moon-bound hypersensitive ionosphere and atmosphere Langmuir probe. In short, you can call it Rambha LP, to estimate the density and variation of plasma. Density and variation of plasma or superheated gas in the moon environment. So if you see here, this is called Rambha LP, or you can call it Langmuir probe. So to measure the near surface ions and electrons density and its change with the time. So that's why this instrument is also very significant. Another, so if you see these 3 instruments installed by our ISRO or our Indian Space Research Organization, but another 4th instrument installed by the NASA. So this instrument is called Laser Retroreflector Array, or you can call it LRA. LRA from NASA, to measure the distance using the laser ranging. So basically main purpose of this LRA to accurate distance between the earth and to measure the accurate distance between the earth and the moon. So these are the 4 component or 4 scientific instrument installed on the Vikram lander. Let's move forward. Another second thing is called rover Pragya. Pragya, it means Sanskrit wisdom, is a rectangular chassis mounted with a 6-wheel rocker bogie wheel drive by the assembly. So drive assembly. The rover sends its communication to the earth through the lander. So if we see also, this is major specification of the rover Pragya. 1-day mission life, 26 kilo, power 50 watt, and payloads 2. So we also study or discuss about these 2 payloads. Let's we move forward and see. Rover include following instrument, means these 2 instruments. Number 1, alpha particle X-ray spectrometer, or you can call it APEX, to look for the element in the lunar soils and rock. So what type of the element present in the lunar soils or lunar rocks? This instrument, APEX, alpha particle X-ray spectrometer, to drive the chemical composition and mineralogical composition to further enhance our understanding of the lunar surface. So what kind of the mineral present in the lunar surface? Another thing is, if you see here, laser induced breakdown spectroscope, in short you can call it LIBS, to examine the chemical and elemental composition of the lunar surface. So what is the chemical composition and what is the element composition of the surface of the lunar surface? So see, it's LIBS. leaves. Laser-induced breakdown spectroscope to determine the element composition like the magnesium, aluminum, silicon, potassium, calcium, titanium, and iron. All these elements fortunately detected by these leaves by the Chandrayaan third mission. So we will also discuss what are the findings of the Chandrayaan 3. So we move forward. Third is propulsion module. The propulsion module is a box-like structure. It can generate a 738 watt power. Communications are via S-band. Altitude sensor include star sensor, sun sensor, and internal reference unit and accelerometer package, or you can call it IRAP. Another thing is if you see shape. The propulsion module also include the spectropolarimetry habitable planet Earth, in short shape. Basically, it is also a unique device on the on board about the propulsion module. Spectropolarimetry habitable planets Earth, SHAP shape. So it is an experimental payload to study the spectropolarimetric signature of the habitable planet Earth in the near infrared wavelength 1 to 1.7 micrometer. So why this is very significant? Because as you know, Earth is the only planet, habitable planet, non-habitable planet present day. So after searching this type of, it may be in future this type of the technique used for the extraterrestrial life. So that's why this is also very important instrument, scientific instrument. Let's be finding of the Chandrayaan. So what Chandrayaan 3 are finding in these days of the exploration before the coming to the night in the lunar surface. As you know, the lunar surface has a night about 14 Earth days. So following are the finding of the moon surface. Number one, temperature recorded on the lunar surface. If you see on 27th August, ISRO released a graph of temperature variation of the lunar surface. So basically the charged payload Chandra surface thermophysical experiment payload on board Chandra Vikram lander, the temperature profile of the lunar topsoil. And as you know, most of the scientists, if you see, most of the scientists believe that the temperature could be somewhere around 20 to 30 degree near the South Pole. But actual temperature recorded by the chart is 70 degree Celsius. So it is also a surprising report. Another discovery, or you can call second discovery, is element on the moon. So on 13th August, laser-induced breakdown spectrometer leaves instrument on board Pragyan rover of the Chandrayaan unambiguously confirmed presence of the sulfur. It's also very significant. It means presence of the sulfur is a symbol of some volcanic activity on the moon in the past geological history. In the lunar surface near the South Pole, other elements like the aluminum, calcium, iron, chromium, titanium, magnesium, silicon, and oxygen, all these elements detected by Chandrayaan 3 rover Pragyan. So you can, because this is very, very significant, it may be asked in the civil services prelims examination and other competitive examination. Another discovery regarding the, if you see the instrument on board searching for the hydrogen, but we are unable to detect it. If mission continue to the next lunar day, it means after 22nd September, the payload on board may be able to detect hydrogen. So hydrogen did not detect it till yet. It means the first phase of the Chandrayaan 3. Another discovery, it's also very significant, recording of the moonquake. On August 26, 2000, lunar seismic activity, ELISA detected moonquake. So these are the basically great achievement by the ISRO, and as an Indian, we proud our scientific research organization or space research organization done such type of great achievement in the space exploration. So we see the past Chandrayaan mission. So if you see, Chandrayaan first was India's first mission on the moon, launch on October 22, 2008. Chandrayaan 1 is best known for finding the evidence of water ice on the moon. So it is the great discovery by the Chandrayaan first. And finally, NASA made announcement on the September 2009 based on the data collected by agency Moon Mineralogy Mapper, and it's very great discovery by the Chandrayaan first. Another is Chandrayaan 2 was India's second mission. It's launched on July 2019 and it's made lunar orbit in August 2019, and September 6 Chandrayaan 2 released Vikram moon lander, but mission official lost contact with the rover just 1.3 or 2.1 kilometer above the surface. So it's very disappointing, but orbiter continue to work well. So second is partially success mission, but third mission is great success. So that's why you never afraid about the failure in civil services examination. If you learn from the failure, then you definitely success in the civil services examination or other competitive examination. So let's we move forward and see India's legacy in space research and ISRO, because behind all these success is the scientist of or the space scientist of the ISRO. So if you see the ISRO, so ISRO was previously known as the Indian National Committee for the Space Research in Kosovo, set under the Jawaharlal Nehru in 1962, recognizing the need for the space research. So Kosovo grew and become ISRO in 1969 within the Department of the Atomic Energy, DAE. If we see, ISRO is one of the 6 government agencies across the globe, including CNSA China, European Space Agency, ISRO India, JAXA Japan, NASA United States, and Roscosmos Russia in the world that possesses full launch capability and also can deploy cryogenic engine, can launch extraterrestrial missions and operate large fleet of the artificial satellites. So these are the capability of our ISRO. So we all Indian proud on ISRO. So this is all about the Chandrayaan 3, India's legacy in space. But if you have any question or want to ask any question related to the IAS exam on geography, ecology, environment, and science and tech, then write your question in the comment box. And also don't forget to subscribe our channel, because these videos are very significant and we provide you the very significant depth on all scientific issues regarding the space or medical or bioscience and all these. So thanks for watching this video. Thanks a lot.